Thanks for staying with us. I'm Monica Weitzel. We're here in Gresham at MetroEast Community Media, and this is Community Hotline. We're now going to be talking with the Clackamas County Prevention Coalition. And with us to represent the coalition, we have Elizabeth Russell. You're the coalition coordinator for Oregon City Together. And Waki Alanis, you are with Youth from Vibrant Future, the Vibrant Future Coalition. Yeah, I got it right. did I get all that right? Yes. It's just a mouthful there. So Elizabeth, maybe we could start with you, if you don't mind telling me a little bit about what the coalition is about and what your mission is.
Yeah, well, Clackamas County Prevention Coalition is, I would almost call it an umbrella for a few different coalitions within Clackamas County. We have gathered sectors, representatives from different sectors of our communities in Oregon City, in Estacada, in North Clackamas, Milwaukee, and Gladstone, and basically the idea is that we can kind of work together across sectors. That means across government, media, business, schools, kids, like parents,
different organizations,
all
community
different
groups,
yes, all different kinds, and that we can work together and be a lot smarter together, creating community level change. And the hope with that community level change is that we're thinking together about policies and about our social norms and how they affect our youth.
So it's all sorts of different issues that you talk about?
Yeah, well, we're focusing on reducing youth substance abuse.
Okay, so that's the focus now.
Yeah.
Eventually, once you've just conquered that, then
yeah, right.
you move on.
Exactly.
It is kind of an ongoing issue. Now, Waki, what is your role in this? You're with the Youth from Vibrant Future Coalition.
Yeah, I'm a youth leader. We have a unity club at my school. It's a club where you go and talk about like problems. We're there to support you.
Oh,
like as higher your grade, we have like officers that we like help you. We try to like help people and kids, youth stay away from drug use.
Okay. Now, what school do you go to?
Rex Putnam High School.
Okay. I went to Milwaukee. We were rivals, but
we still are.
Yeah. Okay.
Who's winning?
Yeah, we won't talk about that. But okay, so drug use is a problem in the schools.
Yeah.
It was a problem when I was in school. So a lot of those things haven't changed. But obviously, the climate has changed. I mean, now there's the medical marijuana places. There's states where it's legal to have recreational marijuana. But that's your issue is that for youth, that can be a more dangerous thing than it is for the adults. Is that kind of your focus?
Yeah, it's a big thing. I feel like what has happened, like you're saying, is that it's become more normal to see dispensaries or to see, or to know about family members or friends, older friends who might have medical marijuana access, who are patients. And what that can do is create confusion, I think, with kids. And what we're watching happen is the perception of harm that's associated with using marijuana is going down with our 8th and 11th grade students in Clackamas County. Okay. And when that perception of harm and risk goes down, then the use tends to go up.
Sure.
And so with prevention, that's really a lot of the conversation that we're wanting to put forward. I mean, we realize it's a very hot topic, and we're hoping that we can draw some distinctions between adult and youth use and really clarify that the choices that adults are making really do have an effect on kids, whether they're parents, mentors, neighbors. Any adult in the community is going to be a role model, and we need to just be conscious of that in the choices that we're making. So
I think it used to be more of a thing that people would kind of hide. It wasn't something that people just openly said, yeah, I do that. Now it's become, it's okay to say it.
Now you say, oh, I do it, and that makes them feel cool, or it's really not that cool. You get in a bad mood if you don't smoke. You're not motivated to go to school.
Do you see that? Do you see that in
Yeah, I've known people that have smoking. They start smoking around 8th grade year, and now they dropped out of school. They get in a bad mood if they don't smoke. They have short-term memories, and now that adults smoke in public places, make it seem normal for us, youth. So I think that's why more youth start smoking marijuana and think it's normal, anything else.
And I know it is a controversial thing, and I know there are people there. I'm sure there are viewers out there that will disagree. That will think, "Hey, there's nothing wrong with it," and I'm not going to stand one way or the other on it. But I would like to know what you feel. Obviously, you expressed some of the things that are problems. What else do you see as a problem with youth smoking marijuana?
Well, I think the biggest thing is what we know now, which we didn't know before, and we just have new scanning technologies. So what we're able to see in neuroimaging is the actual effect on the developing brain. And it's something that we just didn't know before. The other thing that we didn't know before is, or that didn't exist before, is the potency of marijuana has gone up considerably. So THC, which is the psychoactive element of cannabis, the level of THC, the percentage in the pot that people were smoking in 1975 was right around 2 or 3%, and now it averages around 15. But we're seeing up to 30% in some situations, but the average is right around 15 to 18%. So the risk of it with that developing brain is really significant. And the other piece that we have, which we haven't had before, is this longitudinal research. We see that the earlier the use, the greater the risk later of actual dependency. Now, I know there's a lot of conversation about whether or not marijuana is addictive.
Right.
And what we do see is that kids more and more are going into treatment for marijuana dependency. And in fact, in Clackamas County alone, 84% of the juveniles who were referred for treatment were referred for marijuana dependency. And this is new, and I think it's because of this potency. And also what happens with the developing brain is when we expose that brain to substances that alter it, it hijacks the whole reward circuitry, and that is where, and because what is happening up here isn't quite cooked, it's still happening. The judgment center.
This year I learned in health that our brain doesn't develop completely until we turn 21. So that's why alcohol is not legal until 21, because that's when your brain's completely developed. If we start smoking at a certain age, early in high school, we're not gonna get our full development.
You may be just stuck at 13 the rest of your life.
And I think we've all met that person.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
Yeah.
So what kinds of things, you say that you're there as a resource for if kids want to talk or if they want a support group, is that kind of what you do?
Yes, we're there to support them. Maybe they want to get away from drugs, but they don't want to lose their friends.
Which is the peer pressure is a huge thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of the main things that why youth do it. So we're there to help them, if they had any problem with any other drug, with anything, we're there to be there for them and support
So you can
them.
talk to them. Do you also do you have access to resources where you can refer somebody if you think they really have a serious problem? Are there people that you would refer them to?
We have adults there, and we work with the Vibrant Future Coalition, so they have other resources. If it's serious problems, they'll go with them, not just with us.
Okay. Do you feel like you're making a difference? And how long has this been going on? How long has this program been going?
Well, prevention is about 30 years old, maybe a little bit older, depending. As a general field.
Right.
And in Clackamas County, we've done a lot of really great work over the last several years. We're looking at some unprecedented situations here. The normalization is extreme, the potency is really extreme, and I think that I think we are making a difference, and the more we can kind of clarify the opportunity behind prevention, it's not about prohibition, it's about being intelligent around our communities and how we want our communities to grow, how we want to protect our kids, keep them healthy and safe.
So there's a lot of education
education
component, it would be huge, because I think probably a lot of people don't think about that. People that are my age who did, we're in the 70s going to school, and I know it was, very mild, and it's nothing like, I guess, what it is today. So I think a lot of those people would say, and I've heard them, I've heard people say, it's not a big deal. But there have been those changes that a lot of people may not be aware of. So that is, and if the kids, I don't know, do you feel like you pay attention to the adults in your life as far as what they're doing? If they do it, you think it's okay? Does that?
Yeah, I actually do pay attention, because they're my role models. If they do, I'm like, well, it's okay for them, might as well okay for me too. And I think it's not good, because it's influencing little kids to do it. Now that it's about to be legal here in Oregon, I feel like more kids are gonna start smoking younger, middle school. I've known people that got suspended this year for taking marijuana to school, and they're not even in high school yet. So that's a bit disturbing, isn't it? Yeah.
And it's worth mentioning that really the majority of kids in Clackamas County don't smoke pot. I mean, it's we can kind of think, oh, the problem, and it is. It is a real problem. But over 90% of Clackamas County kids, 11th graders, don't. So, and that's that thing of, the peer pressure and, whoa, everybody's doing it. But,
yeah, that makes it tough. So where do you go from here? You do the education, you support the kids that want to, get away from it. Do you have a room for people to volunteer to help with that as a project? Or are there places where kids can become a youth leader like Waukee? Or?
Absolutely. I mean, we're always looking for involvement. We've got active coalitions in 3 communities in Clackamas County, and plus our overarching county coalition. And we just want community champions, people who care about kids, people who are thinking really well of the community and want to think toward the future and toward a healthy future and create positive options. So yeah, there's always room, always
So
room.
if people were interested in becoming involved somehow, would they just contact the coalition?
They go straight to our website. And then the other thing that we're just, you don't even have to be at a meeting or participate as a member of a coalition to make a difference. We want parents to be thinking differently about how the conversation goes with their kids. Are you making clear, are you setting clear limits? Are you, making clear consequences? Are you distinguishing between adult and youth use in the conversation?
Right, and talk about it.
Yeah.
And that's a hard thing to do with your parents, do you think?
Yeah, it is hard. I mean, I don't live with my parents, but I live with my brother, and it's hard to just talk about things like this. It's weird, because
well, you're kind of afraid they're going to maybe lecture you and
I don't know how they're gonna react, and so it is hard for youth to talk to adults,
but it's a good conversation to have, especially if the adults are marijuana using adults, which that's their decision. So if they are, to be able to talk to the kids about why they've made that decision, why they think they should wait to make that decision.
Yeah, if adults are gonna smoke, I don't think they should be smoking in front of youth, because that's influencing them and to go to the wrong path, and that's not so good.
Yeah. So do you have very many other kids in your school that are youth leaders like yourself?
Yeah, we have a group, and we have around 20-something people in there. So we're trying to get more people to come to our group, because it's a great opportunity to talk about any problem and help you out with it.
So even if it was a problem that wasn't that same problem, if it didn't have anything to do with marijuana use, but they wanted to talk and they just need a little support, they could come there?
We're there to support them.
That's a good thing to have. Is that happening in other schools as well? Do you know?
It is. It's happening all around Clackamas County and definitely growing. What we see, the more protective factors we can put in place, the longer we can stave off early use of alcohol, tobacco, marijuana. And it just makes a difference to have that bonding and connectedness and a sense of support from your peers and from other mentors and adults in your community. So,
Anything else that you want to share before we're out of time here? Anything we should know about the coalition, about doing this kind of work, or things you want to tell your peers?
Well, I would just tell every youth out there to not smoke marijuana. That's not a great idea.
Are there other things to do?
Yeah, there's other fun stuff to do out there.
Sounds good. Okay, well, I hope that you and all your friends have a great summer, and that it's a healthy, safe summer. And thanks for being here today and sharing about the coalition and the work you're doing. So good luck.
Absolutely.
And
thank you.
If you're interested in getting more information about the coalition or finding out about marijuana use and how it can affect youth, check out their website. There's all sorts of information there for you. Thanks for staying with us, but we'll be right back, and don't go away. I'm Monica, and I'll see you in a minute.
My favorite thing about community media is how people find their voice and tell their story.
It's the message of, by, and for a community.
We're a gathering place because it gets people of all sorts of different backgrounds underneath one roof.
It's art, it's technology.
A snapshot of our community.
Going live.
In 3, 2, 1.